Hi, I'm Deb James, and this week's Dementia Care Conversation has to do with communication with your loved one. Today, I'm going to give you 6 helpful communication tips for when your loved one has dementia, which can affect memory, thinking, language skills, all of these things, often making communication challenging, but with patience, understanding, and a few simple techniques, you can stay connected and support your loved one's well being. So, let's get started. Tip number 1, simple and clear language. This may seem obvious, but it's really quite difficult if you think about it. When you're speaking with your loved one, try to use simple terms that are easy for them to understand. Also, try not to use a lot of slang or jargon that they don't understand. Even if they didn't have dementia, they might not understand it. Speak slowly and use short sentences. Like I said, try to avoid complicated words, jargon, things that they would not normally hear in a conversation for someone of their age. When you're giving instructions, give one instruction at a time, just for clarity. For example, instead of saying, um, let's get your coat and shoes so we can go to the store. Makes perfect sense to someone who is processing information correctly. But your loved one with dementia may not process that same information the same way. So, what you might say is, let's get your shoes on. Have them get their shoes on. And once they do, you can say, all right, let's get your coat. That way, we'll be ready to go to the store. Breaking information down helps make it easier for your loved one with dementia to understand. And it also makes it easier for them to follow. Because again, when you're having issues processing information, less is more, truly. Tip number 2, nonverbal communication. It's a beautiful thing. We use it with people that don't speak our language or we don't speak their language. It's very common, but it's also very beneficial for your loved one with dementia. Your facial expression, your tone of voice, all that can say so much more than words. And to be honest, 90% of human communication is nonverbal. It's nonverbal. So, what you want to do with your loved one is maintain eye contact. If you need to, bring yourself down to their level. Smile, 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 smile whenever you're speaking. Because even if they don't understand, it makes them feel comfortable. It makes them feel like, okay, she's talking about something that is beneficial to me or she cares about me. Keep your tone of voice calm. That way your loved one feels secure and understood. Another tip for elders, if you are speaking to a man, drop your voice an octave or two. It's easier for them to hear you. If you speak to a woman, raise your voice an octave or two. It's easier for them to understand. That's the real reason why men and women don't understand each other and don't hear each other or pay attention to each other when they get older. Tip 3, be patient. Give your loved one plenty of time to respond. Their brain is needing some extra time to process, and rushing them asking question after question after question after question before they even have a chance to respond just makes them more upset and it's more confusing to them. So avoid interrupting or rushing their answers, even if it feels like a long time. Give them the opportunity to think about their response and give that response. If it seems like they're just really having trouble finding that response, you can possibly give them cues. You can give them verbal cues or you can give them nonverbal cues. You can show something and say, is this what you're thinking of? That works just as well. Tip number 4, validate their feelings. People with dementia will say things that seem incorrect to you and don't make any sense, but it's more important to focus on their emotion because you want to understand what's going on inside because you may not be able to understand what they're saying. It may not make sense. But if you can tell that they're upset about something or they're sad about something, you can ask them about that. You look like you're upset. Can you tell me what's going on? What's wrong? Or you look like you're sad or frustrated. Tell me what you're feeling. Arguing and correcting them is not going to change anything. If they say that they're 25 years old, you telling them they're not, it's not going to make a difference because in their mind, that's how they see themselves as a 25-year-old. Just work around that because otherwise you're causing them added stress and you're going to cause them to not want to communicate with you as well. So, tip number 5, reminiscing is a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful way to connect with your loved one with dementia. Talking about happy memories, old friends, favorite hobbies, favorite events can spark recognition and joy. One of the best things you can do, and we did this with my mother a lot, is look at a photo album together or bring out familiar family objects and start a conversation. Their memory is more geared towards what happened in the past. So those old pictures, they might be able to tell you some things about those people in those pictures. They might be able to tell you stuff that you do not know. And you can ask them about someone in the picture. Even if they don't remember them, you can ask them if they remember how they acted or how they felt around that person. Tip number 6, reduce distractions and create a calm environment. One of the worst things that you can do is try to have a conversation with your loved one and the TV is on or there's noisy background music or just a lot going on to distract them and it makes it difficult for them to focus. And you really want them to be present with you. You want them to be right there following your conversation. So cut down on distractions. If they're watching TV, cut it off or mute it and sit in front of it so that they can't see it. That's another way to handle it. Also, make sure that there's good lighting so that they can easily see you and you can easily see them. And you have a better chance of focusing in on what's going on. You're better able to interpret that non-verbal communication. It's very helpful, really. So just to recap, use simple language, communicate with facial expressions, tone, be patient, validate feelings, share familiar memories, and create a peaceful space. So those are 6 things you can do. Communication is all about maintaining connection, not necessarily about getting every detail perfect. You just want to have that connection with your loved ones so that they know that you care about them. Supporting a loved one with dementia can be very challenging, but your compassion and effort make a real difference. If you ever feel overwhelmed, don't hesitate. Please seek out support from a professional or from caregiver groups. That gives you the opportunity to see what other people are experiencing in your same situation or similar situation. And that can give you so much insight. And you'd be surprised how much insight you might give to someone else. Together, you can navigate the journey with love and understanding. So, thanks for watching. Wishing you strength and kindness as you connect with your loved one every day. Wishing you peace and wishing you patience, calmness, serenity. If you'd like me to help you with some ideas for visuals or rose tones, let me know. I'm here for you. This is what I do. I help loved ones with dementia connect with their family members. Truly, 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 truly. If this video resonated with you, put something in the comments below. Ask questions. Tell me your story. I love to stay in touch, and I love building a sense of community. So click subscribe, share, save. All of those things will help. And I hope to see you next time. Have a good one.